Somewhere along the way, men stopped approaching women quietly without drama or announcements. They just pulled back, and most people didn't even notice. They assumed men became lazy, insecure, or addicted to phones. But the truth is much darker. Men didn't stop trying. Men learned. They learned that effort doesn't guarantee respect, confidence doesn't guarantee connection, and modern dating isn't built for fairness. It's built for attention. Today, we're talking about 7 brutal reasons men won't approach women anymore, and how the dating market collapsed in slow motion. This isn't about blaming women. This is about psychology, systems, and consequences. Because something fundamental has changed for most of history. Men approached despite fear, rejection, and competition. Because the reward felt possible now for millions of men, the risk feels heavier than the outcome. Rejection is no longer private anymore. It used to be a quiet no, a soft moment of embarrassment that stayed between 2 people. Today, rejection lives online: screenshots, group chats, social media stories. A man doesn't just risk hearing no, he risks becoming content. Humiliation travels faster than dignity, and psychologically, this hits men at their core. Men are wired to avoid social exile. When rejection becomes public, the nervous system treats dating like danger, so instead of leaning forward, men step back. Silence becomes safer. Effort is no longer respected. Men are still expected to plan, pay, initiate, and lead. But those same actions are often labeled desperate or weak. Men are told to pursue, then punished for pursuing. This creates emotional whiplash. When a man invests energy, time, and intention only to receive indifference, his brain learns a simple lesson: stop trying. Because when effort feels pointless, motivation dies. Infinite options destroyed perceived value. Dating apps turned relationships into slot machines: endless faces, endless choices. Even average women now receive attention from hundreds of men. This shifts power completely. Men are no longer competing locally. They're competing globally against curated highlights of strangers. When a man realizes he's just another swipe in an infinite feed, his sense of importance collapses. And once a man feels replaceable, he stops presenting himself for replacement. Fear entered the picture: not just emotional fear, but social and legal fear. Misunderstandings can now carry massive consequences. Men don't feel protected by context anymore. Perception matters more than intent. Even the idea of being falsely labeled is enough to shut many men down. When approaching feels risky, men choose distance over disaster. Emotional burnout is real. Modern men are expected to be confident, emotionally intelligent, financially stable, physically attractive, socially charismatic, and endlessly patient, while receiving very little empathy in return. Connection now feels like an audition. Men feel like they must perform to earn basic affection. When love starts to feel like a job interview, men opt out. Average men became invisible. Culture celebrates extremes: the rich, the famous, the broken, but ordinary men disappeared from the story. Millions of men wake up, work, go home, and feel unseen. Without recognition, identity weakens. And when a man can't locate his value in society, he stops offering himself to it. And the deepest reason men no longer feel needed: for generations, men derived purpose from being useful, providing, protecting, being chosen. Modern culture increasingly treats male contribution as optional. When a man feels unnecessary, desire fades, purpose fades, initiative dies. Men don't chase where they feel disposable. This isn't just a dating crisis, it's a meaning crisis. Men aren't afraid of women. They're afraid of wasting their lives chasing validation in a system that gives nothing back. If you're watching this, you've probably felt it: the quiet pull toward isolation, the voice that says it's safer alone. You're not broken, you're responding logically to irrational conditions. Walking away doesn't mean giving up on connection. It means reclaiming control. It means building strength without applause, discipline, without validation, and purpose, without permission. Real power is created in silence. Men who train their bodies, sharpen their minds, build income, and develop brotherhood stop begging for attention. Attraction becomes a side effect, not a goal. Awareness comes first. You see the system, then detachment. You stop seeking approval. Then reconstruction. You build a life so solid that external validation becomes irrelevant. Stop chasing attention Start building value, replace scrolling with studying, replace longing with discipline, replace resentment with strategy. History was built by quiet men who worked in silence. Attraction follows strength, not desperation. And the dating market didn't collapse because men became weak. It collapsed because men finally saw the game. And once you see it, you don't play the same way again.